We're just going to come to a child's pose to begin. So kneeling down on your mat. If child's pose is not something that you are really a huge fan of, you can always just put your legs out in front of you in kind of a wide position like so, and just kind of relax and drop down in this way. Otherwise, on the knees. Knees can be together or open and spread. You can also choose to have the arms in any position that works for you. Forward, straight, bent, along the sides, in the middle. It's really up to you. So we're just going to come down into a position that feels right, allowing the eyes to close. And just starting this process of arriving in this space. So you might take some time to get yourself settled in. Perhaps you don't find immediately that there is the one position that's working. You might need to kind of maneuver around until you find that. But once you do find that position, still know that because the body is constantly changing, and that is our intention to create transformation with our practice, that we need to adjust accordingly. And there are times in our lives where we do a lot of adjusting, and that can be confusing sometimes, and that can be exhausting. And that can take a lot of our energy, a lot of our focus and our time. So just here, right now, begin to plant the seed in your mind of these next 75 minutes together being very clear. And start to imagine in your mind the direction that you want to go in for this practice. In other words, what is your intention? Why did you show up to this class? What is it that you gain? What is it that you are bringing into your life, in your day, via this practice? You might be thinking of something physical. You might be thinking of something non-physical. It could be something that is mental or energetic, perhaps an emotional or a spiritual reason. Just starting to see that as the goal and see it in a very clear way, nothing muddled. It's very clear, even perhaps visualizing there is a very clean path for you to get there. And just starting to feel how the whole body and your whole being, physical and non-physical, is gradually arriving to the starting point. And even just this idea of arriving to the starting point helps us to feel clear in our minds. And arriving at the starting point is part of stepping on the path towards gaining and reaching your goal or your intention for practicing. So just sitting with that, having it be very clear. You could have 100 reasons. Maybe just focus on one or two of those things, something that's immediately coming up for you. Maybe go with the idea or the concept of the first thing that came up for you is maybe the most authentic thing or the most important thing for you right now. And as you finish our child's pose in this way, take 3 to 4 longer, more intentionally deeper breaths. And feel how this is also a method of arriving in this space, in your space, in your intentions, and a method of bringing all parts of your being into this experience. So really fully integrating yourself, and things become more clear as a result of that. So you might bring the awareness on the feeling of those breaths. Maybe you pay attention to the sound. Perhaps you bring awareness to the duration and the length, or how those breaths begin to permeate into not just the lungs, not just the nose or the mouth or the belly, but the whole body. Good. And take your time to finish the last breath cycle. And just breathing normally wherever you are. Now, if you were not in a child's pose, then you can just make your way there gradually now. If you are in a child's pose, start to draw the arms closer towards the top of the mat. Now you can do this and really energetically stretch those fingers forward, or you can just send them forward and have them be a bit more passive. Keeping the eyes closed down here, we're going to very slowly come up into a cat position. So taking your time, keeping the eyes closed, shifting your body weight forward, finding a hip width distance between the knees, a shoulder width distance between the hands, and then rounding into your cat position. From here, start to shift your weight a little bit back and a little bit forward, staying in this cat position. A little bit back and a little bit forward. Do that 1 or 2 more times. Feeling the chin draw into the chest and the length into the back of the neck and the whole spine. And then the next time that you go back, we'll allow the bum to drop down towards the heels again to come into a child's pose. Again, knees can be open or closed, but we're going to take the arms and the torso and walk them over towards the right. So we'll now come into a side stretch. So the left side of the body is feeling that stretch. Reaching the arms, the torso towards the right. You can have your head turn, you can have it drop. And you might even lean a little bit of your weight slightly more over towards your left heel, or even beyond the left heel. Maybe your hips are kind of coming off of center. You can keep your hands flat. You can work on fingertips. You can keep them flat and stack the left hand over the right hand and interlace the fingers. Up to you here. 1 more breath cycle. And then we'll walk the hands through center. Let's keep the eyes closed and come up again into tabletop, into our cat position. Hip width distance between the knees and the feet, shoulder width distance between the hands, chin to chest, and again, rocking back and forward. You can do this as slowly or as quickly as you would like. Generally, when we start our practice, it's nice to move really slow. I always liken it to, you want to stop and smell the roses. If you go too fast, you don't notice the sensation, you don't notice the beauty, you don't notice the breath, you don't see a clear path. Everything tends to be blurred into one. So go slow to feel, to notice, to be present. Keep the chin drawing into the chest, feeling that release through the spine, the back of the neck, maybe 1 more round of forward, backward. And then finally, allowing your bum to drop down towards your heels. Again, knees can be narrow or wide. Let's walk the torso over towards the left. Feeling that release and that stretch through the right side of the body. Palms can be flat or right hand stack on left hand, interlace fingers, or maybe on the tips of the fingers. You might like to even turn your head and peek out underneath the right shoulder, the right armpit. Maybe you drop that side of the body down or slightly lift it up. What can you do to find a very precise opening in that right side of the body? Leaning perhaps your hips off of center towards the right heel. One more breath cycle. Okay, good. And we'll walk the hands back through center. Again, if the eyes can stay closed, keep them closed. Let's slowly push back up into our cat position, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Make any adjustments through the knees, the feet, the hands, chin to chest. And this time, we're going to allow the weight to shift from one side over to the other. So from the right knee and the right hand over to the left knee and the left hand. Now this is open for interpretation. So you can allow a little bit more of a lean through the hips than you would through the shoulders, perhaps. You can get creative with this movement. All we're doing is just changing it up, staying in the cat position instead of going forward and backward like we did previous. We're just going side to side. Keep the chin to the chest. One more side to side. And then we'll come back into the center here. Let's move through some cat-cow. So as you inhale, let the belly go long. Maybe the eyes open, maybe they stay closed. Lifting the chin and looking up. Exhale, round your spine. Tuck your chin, pushing down through your palms. Inhale, belly is long. Shifting your weight slightly forward, grip the fingertips down into the mat. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin and spread between the shoulder blades. Inhale, belly long. Eyes begin to lift as the lungs become full. Empty the lungs, let it out. Round the spine, chin to chest. We've got one more. Inhale. Filling up the lungs. Taking your gaze high and your heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin and push the palms down. Let's go neutral spine. And if the eyes have not opened yet, go ahead and let them open now. We're going to sit the bum down towards the heels and then draw the gaze forward. So we're going to take the right hand and we're going to hook it underneath the right shin, okay? And we're going to drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. So if this hook of the fingers is a bit too much, then you can just simply take the hand down to the ground. You don't have to hook necessarily. It can be around shin, around ankle, around foot. It's really up to you. You can move it according to where you feel like you want to work into the stretch. And then just play around with the angle of your nose. And essentially what we're doing is playing around with where we can feel the release in the right side. So still we have this tilt towards the left shoulder, but we're just experimenting with feeling release through that side of the neck. Perhaps you find one spot that you want to just stay in. Okay, and let's slowly come up. We'll let that go and we'll come into the other side. So again, you can hook the fingers under the shin. I prefer to hook my fingers kind of around my foot. That works better for me. So really it's up to you. Drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And just start to play around with a little bit of different positioning, different angles. Feeling that release. Maybe the eyes close down to just be a bit more connected to sensation, a bit more connected to the expression of the stretch. Last few movements here. Okay, good. And then we'll draw the gaze and the head back into the center. Let that go. We're going to come all the way forward onto the hands. Let's stretch out one leg at a time. It doesn't matter which one. Just take the foot to the back of the mat and go for a few pulses. Now we can just go straighty-80 here, where the heel is pulsing straight back, or you can pulse the heel slightly down and in towards the right side, or you can pulse the heel out towards the left side. So you can work into a few different angles through the calf and the back of the knee and a little bit into the ankle. And then we'll come into the other side, pulsing through the opposite side, just feeling how the back of the leg is beginning to open. And I want you to notice here too, which, you know, we explore this concept quite a bit in this formula class, but how in order to stretch through the back of the leg, we're really engaging through the front of the leg. A few more pulses, experimenting with the heel, dropping in, dropping out, dropping back. Okay, good. And then we'll come into tabletop position here. So from this position, we're going to take the right hand in towards the center. Really spread the fingers nice and wide. As you breathe in, you're going to stretch the left hand fingers towards the top of the mat. You're going to, like a bow and arrow, pull the left elbow back and twist. Let's do that 2 more times. Reaching the left hand fingers forward. Inhale, pull and twist. Good. Doing that again. Reach forward and pull back, twist. Holding here. Bounding your energy down through your right hand and rebounding through your left elbow for 3. Relax your jaw for 2. And soften into your shoulders for 1. Good. Let's swap sides. Left hand comes in towards the center. Right hand fingertips reach forward towards the top of the mat and peel it back as you exhale. Again, reaching the fingers forward and peel it back. 1 more time. Reaching the fingers forward long and peeling it back. Push down. Now in these moments of stillness here, I want you to really pay attention to where the mind goes. We use these physical cues as a way to anchor our attention and our mental, thoughts. So really push down left hand, reach up right elbow, and then exhale, lower that down. Both hands, palms flat. Let's take the gaze up, drop the belly down, breathing in, looking nice and high towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Rounding there, take 1 more like that. Inhale, belly is long. The eyes will lift, the lungs becoming full. Exhale, round. Tuck your chin. Now we're going to pause here. The next movement we're going to take is the left knee squeezing towards the left tricep. So shifting the weight to the right knee, squeeze the left knee to the left tricep, and then step your left foot down on the inside, or the outside rather, of the left pinky finger. Now from here, we might actually just take the left hand and the left foot in the center. Okay? Doesn't have to be exactly center, but just a little bit more than if it was completely off to the side, all right? And we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the single hand. So right arm goes forward, reaching long to the top of the mat, twist and peel the elbow up. 2 more. Reaching the right fingers forward and long, twist, peel the elbow up, and again, reaching forward long, twist, peel the elbow up, and as you stay here, can you connect to calm breath? Can you really create that clear path in your mind, that clear messaging and connection to exactly what you're doing in this moment? Good. Let's slowly release the right hand down. Bring the left hand and left foot to the outside. Come out of it the same way you went into it. So you're going to round your spine, tuck your chin, sweep your heel to your buttocks, pause, and then coming into both of the knees. Let's take one round of cat-cow. Inhale, belly long. Lifting the gaze, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin, push those hands down. Now stay in this position. Just shift your weight to your left knee. Right knee comes in towards the right tricep. Hold, and then lower the foot down as you look slightly forward. Maybe you're moving that hand and that foot a little bit more in towards the center. If it feels good all the way out, you can keep it out. But I know for me, it feels a little bit better when it's slightly more centered. Left fingertips reaching forward long, and then peel it back. Good. And again, left hand fingers reaching forward, and peel the elbow back and up. And one more. Reaching forward, peel. Feel how the outside of the right arm and the inside of the right leg, they have feedback, they have a relationship. It's very clear that they're working together, and now work together with bounding down through right hand, rebounding through left elbow. Good. Let's slowly release. Walking right hand and right foot a little bit more towards the outside. Tuck your chin to your chest. Squeeze your heel to your buttocks as you look into the belly, and then both knees on the mat. Cat-cow one round. Inhale, belly long, looking up. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. We've got one more round here. We're going to draw left knee to left tricep, squeeze it in. Lower the foot down. You can walk that unit in towards more of the center if you wish. Right hand fingertips come forward. Exhale, peel it back. And again, reaching forward long, and exhale, peel it back. One more time, reaching forward long and peel it back. Push down. We're going to take the weight and lean it a little bit more forward to tuck the back toes under. If you would like to, you can start to lift your back knee away from the mat. Keep pushing down through your left palm. You do not have to lift your back knee off the mat. See how you feel. Keep that relationship very clear between the outside of the left arm and the inside of the left leg. Push down, left hand, reach up, right elbow. Slowly lower your back knee all the way down. From here, soften the right hand down, walking the left foot, the left hand towards the outside where you started. Exhale, sweep the heel round the spine and come into tabletop. Breathing in, the eyes go up. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin into the chest. Right knee shifts towards the right tricep. Lower the right foot down. Draw, if you wish, that hand and foot closer in towards the center. Left hand fingertips reach forward. Peel the elbow back. Do that 2 more times. Now you might be wondering what your tail should be doing. Don't worry so much about the tail. It will naturally move to accommodate for your body weight. One more time here. Peel the elbow up. If you wish, lean your weight slightly more forward. Tuck your back toes under. Start to gently lift your back knee away from the mat. Holding here. Back knee doesn't have to straighten completely. Again, back knee can stay down if you wish. Inside of right leg, into the outside of the right arm. Pushing down through right hand to lift up through left elbow. Breathe soft. Good. Gently lower the back knee down. Can untuck the toes. Softly lower the left hand down, walking right hand, right foot to the outside. Squeeze heel to buttocks, look into the belly. And then coming into tabletop. One more round cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, neutral spine. Let's kneel down, knees and feet together. We're gonna take the arms, turn the hands palms so they're out to either side. From here, raising the arms up and flexing the fingers down, pushing through the palms and just pushing and feeling that length. Good, just noticing where the stretch is occurring for you. Keep flexing the fingers down. Breathe, 3, fingers flex, push through the palms, 2, and 1. Let's breathe in, the arms go all the way up. Exhale, draw your hands, palms into a prayer position. Allow the chin to just bow down. Take a moment for yourself to breathe. To just acknowledge. Notice how things have shifted for you since you stepped on your mat today. All right, let's come forward. Tabletop. Tuck the toes under, look into your belly, and in a slow, maybe 5 to 10 counts, come into a downward facing dog. Just take your time to feel into where the down dog is coming from. It's clear that there's a push of the hands. It's clear that there is an energy reaching back through the tail. And once you get up there, go for a little bit of play, a little bit of movement, and just working into areas that are feeling a little bit stuck this morning. And then see if you can start to find where the stillness will come into play. Have your fingers nice and spread, gripping down the fingertips and specifically pushing down the space between your pointer knuckle and your thumb knuckle, so the webbing there. You want to push down through your hands as if you're almost going to hop off of your hands. Now, this will generally bring the shoulders towards the ears, which is fine. But now we just refine that and add one additional layer by imagining that the armpits are trying to face one another. And that will create the rotation in order to spread between the shoulder blades and create space between the shoulders and the ears. Feel maybe a bend in the knees, space between the heels and the mat. We'll take 2 breaths here. Long through the back of the neck. Remember that the tail reaches high because the hands push down, not because the tail just moves independently. It's all connected. Can you feel that connection from the fingertips, through the arms, through the spine to the tail, down the back to the legs, all the way to the heels? One more moment here. Good. Right away, you're going to squeeze the left knee towards the left tricep. So shifting forward into a high plank position. 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Downward facing dog. Let's go the other side. Right knee squeezes to right tricep. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Taking it back. Let's do one more of each of those. Left knee squeezes. 3, 2, 1, taking it back. If you cannot hold for that long, that's okay. Just do maybe a second if you can. Right knee comes forward. Hold if you can. 3, 2, good. 1. I'm bringing it all the way back. From here, we're going to take 1 foot at a time up so that we slowly walk to the top of the mat. Remember that the foot moves because the hip that is attached to the foot lifts higher than the opposite hip. You can work onto the fingertips when you need to lift up, coming forward to the top of the mat. As you're here, we'll be in a forward fold position. Feet can be hip width or shoulder width distance. Let the head hang. Give yourself time to just play here. And then we'll find ourselves back in this hanging position in the center. Just let your arms go completely limp, heavy head. Slowly uncurl for 5. Keep the head dropped 4. Feel your tail dropping down 3. Slowly lifting 2. Coming all the way up to standing for 1. We'll keep the chin down. Pause for a moment. We did spend quite a bit of time upside down. When you feel like everything has kind of returned to normal with the blood flow, breathing in, turn the palms, lift the chin. We'll go all the way up. Breathing here, lift the chest. Whatever position you want with your hands, it doesn't matter. And then exhale, we're gonna fold forward. Let the head go, drop it down. Plant your hands and step back 1 foot at a time, downward facing dog. Tail is lifted, fingers are spread. Again, we'll just go through those details with our down dog. Fingertips gripping. Now the hands might be a little bit wider than shoulder width. They might be slightly more turned out or more turned in. Particularly, you'll get that hand positioning quite specific when you do these 2 things. You, number 1, push down through the hands to feel the tail lift up. This will generally draw your shoulders towards your ears. Then from there, you try to wrap the armpits like they're going to face one another, and this creates a little bit of space without sinking or collapsing or impinging the shoulder joints. Breathe here. And we're going to take left knee to left tricep. Let's go ahead, squeeze it forward. 3, 2, 1, stepping it back. Let's do the other side. Right knee comes in. 3, 2, 1, stepping it back. Let's do the left side again. 3, 2, stay there. Lower your left foot down on the inside, the outside rather, of your left pinky. And again, just walk that in so that it feels comfortable for you. Let's shift the weight over. I want you to feel how the left knee and the left arm, they help each other. Right hand to the top of the mat. Peel it back, reach the elbow high. 2 more. Right hand reaches forward. Peel it back, reach the elbow high. Again, right hand forward, peel it back, reach the elbow high. Now this time, if you wish, straighten your right arm up, up, up. Keep your right hip down and forward to the top of the mat. Feel that bounding down energy through your left palm, that rebounding energy either through your right elbow or your right hand fingertips to the ceiling, soft jaw. Your head should be able to move with freedom. We're not looking to imprison the body and have it stuck. Good. From here, lower the right hand down. You can walk the left hand, left foot more towards the outside, push down, squeeze heel to buttocks, looking to the back of the mat, step back, downward dog. Let's go right into the right side, right knee shifts forward to right tricep, then lower the foot down on the outside of the right hand. You can walk that in, shift the weight over so you can feel that there's weight off your left hand, and there's more of a relationship, a give and take between the right knee and the right tricep. Left fingers reach forward long, peel it up, boing. Good. Again, reach the fingers forward and reach the elbow high. One more time. Left hand fingers reach and pull that bow and arrow back. We're gonna stay. Now you can keep the elbow bent, or you can extend the left arm up. Keep pushing down, right hand. Feel the right knee squeeze into the right tricep, and feel your left hip come down and forward. So we're working on twisting the spine, but also some core strength. Notice if there's tension building in the neck and the shoulders, just soften them a bit more. One more breath as you reach, touch the ceiling with the elbow or the fingers. And then exhale, lower that down. Walk the right hand, the right foot more towards the outside. Shift forward, squeeze heel to buttocks, look back, step back, downward facing dog. Let's walk 1 foot at a time up to the top of the mat. Lifting the hip to draw the heel forward and create space. Let the body hang down nice and low, and right away uncurl. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the gaze down, breathe. Then we'll turn the chin forwards. So from here, we're gonna come into half moon, feeling length through the sides of the body. So I personally prefer to do this with my feet closer. If you want them wider, that's up to you. Just make sure for the most part, your kneecaps are facing forward, your heels are generally behind your toes. I'm just gonna shift back so you guys can see my hands. So palms will turn forward. Spine is nice and tall. As you breathe in, reach the arms all the way up. We're gonna interlock the fingers, release the index fingers, and cross the thumbs. Lift tall to the ceiling. Feel your weight on the heels. Go up and over towards your right with your upper body, and your hips will bump over to your left. Keep your chin lifted, and you wanna almost pull your left arm with your right arm. Keep your right ribs lifted away from the top of the right hip. Keep your chin off your chest. Breathing here, reach. One more time, breathe, lift the chin, and reach. Inhale, come all the way up into the center. Exhale, we're gonna shake it out chest to thighs, so open up your feet, good little bend in the knees. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, wave it up. Exhale again, drop it down. Inhale, wave it up. We've got one more like that. Exhale. And then inhale, we'll come all the way up. Again, draw the feet together if that's what works for you. Palms together. Try to reverse your grip. Interlock fingers, release index, cross thumbs, reach tall. Weight on the heels. Go up and over to your left. Bump your hips to the right. So our natural tendency as we move into this stretch is to drop the left shoulder back. So try to keep the left shoulder forward. And also, without the right hip going back, keep the right hip forward. So that left shoulder, right hip, they both draw forward to whatever's in front of you. Keep the chin lifted, chest open, weight on your heels. Stay for one more breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming up. Open up the feet. Shake it out, chest to thighs. Good. Inhale, coming up. 2 more, shake it out. Inhale, reaching up. And last time. We're gonna stay down here this time. We're gonna draw the hands to the lower back and then interlace the 10 fingers. Find a comfortable distance between the feet and allow the arms to that's not a word, gradually, slowly, gently come up and over. Feet can be as wide as you need them to be. Slowly letting the arms come up and over here. Now, the more that the chin lifts away from the chest, the more the hands are gonna push to the low back, the more the weight goes on the heels. What we wanna do is the opposite. You can even exaggerate pulling your chin into your chest so your weight shifts on your toes, and that allows the arms to come over a bit more. Breathing here. Feeling a bend in the knees where you need to. Long spine. So the nice thing about this is that once the arms go past a certain height, then they're pretty much just an additional weight to extending the spine longer down. But even if the arms are not past a certain point, so if they're still above you instead of like behind you, that's okay. That still is a weight that will help to draw the spine down. Let's stay for one more breath cycle. Maybe the chin comes into the chest a little bit more as the arms go up
and over. Okay, we'll draw the hands in towards the lower back. Release the arms down. You guys are at the top of the mat, so you're gonna plant your hands down and step your feet to the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Tail is lifted. Let's take one more very specific set of instructions for this down dog. Fingertips gripping, pushing down through specifically the webbing between the thumb and index finger. Push down, tail lifts. It's like you're bouncing or hopping off your hands. You'll feel your shoulders draw towards the ears. Then you create space by wrapping the armpits towards one another, but not collapsing down. Still staying with that idea of push. You guys know exactly where we're going. We're gonna draw left knee in towards left tricep. Let's go. Shift it forward. 3, 2, 1. Taking it back. Right knee to right tricep. Shift it forward. 3, 2, 1, taking it back. Left knee to left tricep, shift it forward right away. Lower the foot down. You can walk the hand and the foot in. We've just got one this time. So reaching the right fingers forward to the top of the mat, peel the right elbow up, reach the arm up nice and high. Now here, again, the right arm can be bent still with the elbow or it can be straight. You're gonna drop the back heel down. Back heel drops down, so you've turned on your back foot, which means the outer edge of your back foot is lining up with the back end of the mat. And from this position, you're just gonna slowly swivel the chest, start to turn your chest towards the right side of your mat, and gradually look up. Reach high, push down left hand, reach up right hand, keep sitting nice and low. Reach up high. 2 more breaths here. Feel that left foot, the left knee, and the left tricep all working together, and the right hip opening. At the end, reach your top right arm over. Go long, long, long through your side body, and then start to turn your gaze down, drop your right hand, come high onto the back toes, walk your left foot and your left hand more to shoulder alignment, squeeze the heel to the buttocks, look to your back foot, step back. Downward facing dog. Nice work, you guys. Let's take the right knee to the right tricep, squeeze, and lower the foot down. Walk that a little bit in to where you feel comfortable. Left hand rather goes forward. Pull the elbow up. Now this can be done on a block as well. So the other option is that you don't do the block and you just don't open and twist as much. That's totally fine as well. So here the difference is we have the left hip forward and down. Maybe you can straighten the left arm. Now we change it. We drop the back heel down, which means the left hip opens up. Now we don't want to crunch into the right ribs. Stay long into the right ribs, and then you can slowly start to swivel open. Stay low, sit low, reach high, looking up. Try to touch the ceiling above you, push the ground below you. Reach up. Feel the outer edge of your back left foot hugging the mat. Feel the instep of the left foot lifting from the mat. And at the end, take that left arm up and over to go long through the body. Keep swiveling and opening up your chest. Good, and then look down. Lower the right hand, high on the back, left hand rather, high on the back toes. Walking the foot and the hand slightly out. Squeeze the heel to the buttocks, and then step back. Downward facing dog. Right away, we're gonna walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Letting the head hang down, the shoulders relax, uncurl slowly. Take your time. Good, keeping the gaze down. Pause.
Let the blood flow return slowly to normal. And then inhale, reach high, go up. And exhale, let the arms relax and soften all the way down. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take the right foot to the back of the mat. Okay, so we're just gonna come into a big wide-legged stance here. So we wanna have the heels, they can be in one line, but this is quite challenging to balance and hard for the hips to be square. So we're gonna walk this back heel a little bit out towards the right. How much is up to you, okay? So you have front toes forward, back toes are at a slight angle here. And now we're gonna get into this position that we've been doing, okay? The exact same, but just in a slightly different way. So we're again gonna peel that back. So we're gonna do this just first by drawing the left arm on the inside of the left leg, the left fingers. Now they might not make it there all the way, but you wanna have that intention, okay? Maybe a micro bend in your front knee if you need to. Let's take the right hand, reach it forward, inhale, pull it back, and this time we're gonna look with it, open, look back, extend the arm. Good. Let's do it again. Bend the elbow and reach forward. And pull it back, open it up. Again, bend the elbow, reach forward, and pull it back, open it up. Now from here, we're gonna slowly bend the front knee and we're gonna come into the movement that we just did, but again, different way. So coming down all the way. You might need to walk your front foot more forward to the top of the mat to then again lower your hand down. Look up. When you're ready, swivel the chest open. Maybe your back heel drops and adjusts so that the back foot, the outer edge of the back foot is in alignment with the back edge of the mat. Touch the ceiling, push down. Now send the arm over, over, over. Good, let's go up again with the arm. That's it. Now we're gonna make the gaze neutral. Inhale, lift up to your fingertips of your left hand. Pause there. Good. And then slowly, you're gonna come all the way up so that you're facing sides. Okay, and then from here, draw the hands into prayer. Step to the top of the mat. And we'll try the other side, okay? So stepping the left foot back, big step here. So this first step initially might feel a bit small for when you go down. When you go down, adjust it and open it up a little bit bigger. Again, these toes at the back are kind of angled slightly forward, but when we open the back hip, we might want to turn them a bit out. Okay, so let's take that right arm on the inside of the right leg. It could just be the fingertips. Left arm comes forward and then peel it open. Extend the arm, look back. And again, bend the elbow, reach it forward long, peel it open, and reach back. One more time, bend the elbow, reaching it forward to the top of the mat. I always think of like a lawnmower, boom, 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 and then open it up. Good, and then from here, we're gonna start to allow the body to twist as we drop down. So bend into that front foot, that front knee. Front foot might walk a little bit forward. Back heel might adjust slightly as you lower the hand down, connecting the palm. Now, if this way doesn't work for you and you're not able to get into it in this way, that's fine. You can stop with your elbow on the knee. Because what we're trying to sort of see is that different entries of the same pose can make all the difference in the body. Reach high. Breathe. Open chest. Soft shoulders. Let them be floaty. Let's bring the arm up and over. Keep twisting the chest and opening the torso.
Let the arm reach to the top of the mat. And then we'll draw the arm to reach high again. Turn the gaze neutral. Inhale, lift onto your fingertips. Pause. And then from here, slowly lifting up, pause. You can straighten the leg. Draw your body forward and step to the top of the mat. Okay, let's go up with the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, downward facing dog. 1 foot at a time. Tail is lifting because the hands are pushing down. We're gonna take one final set. So we'll do left knee, then right knee, then we'll do left knee full open, and then right knee full open. Okay, so let's go. Left knee comes forward, and then bring it back. Right knee comes forward, and bring it back. Left knee, and then lower the foot down. Walk the hand and the foot a little bit in if you need. Let's take the weight off the right hand, right fingers forward, reach and pull open. Maybe the arm straightens all the way, drop the back heel down, sit low, but lift high. And here in this position, you now want to extend the crown of the head closer to the top of the mat. So you're going long in your spine. You can look up, twist, look up, twist, look up, twist, reach up. Would you prefer the arm up and over? Would you prefer the arm reaching high to the ceiling? Breathe here. Again, if the full twist open is not working for you, then you can stay in what we just did, which is staying high on the back toes instead. Okay, from here, we're now gonna look down to the mat. High on the back toes. If you're not already there, plant the right hand down. Walk the hand and foot towards the left, squeeze. Heel to buttocks, step it back. Last one, right knee squeezes to right tricep, right foot lowers down. Walk the hand and the foot slightly in, and then reach the left fingers forward, peel the elbow up. Either you can keep the elbow bent or you can straighten the arm. Now you can stay here if you need, just keep sitting low. If you prefer to drop the back heel down, go ahead and start to twist and open. Twist and open. So this is a version of a Trikonasana, triangle pose. And I just want you to feel what way works the best for you. Up and over with the arm, or high, up. One more breath. Okay, we'll look down. Left hand plants. Right hand and right foot move to the outside, high on the back toes. Step back, downward facing dog. Tail is lifted, hands are pushing down. Breathe here. We're going to take 3 breaths, wrapping the armpits towards one another while still pushing the energy down through the hands, staying where you are. And then we'll start to gently let the knees lower down. Untuck the toes. We're going to kneel, sitting upright. Whatever you want to do with your hands, up to you. And we'll let the eyes close down. So just feeling into any stagnation that you're able to move through what we've just done. Feeling into if there was any sort of blockages or restrictions that you came up against. How that felt for you. Is that still in the body or have you let it go? Maybe a couple clearing sighs out the mouth. Just feeling this time to really come back to the breath. We use our movement
to feel more comfortable and more accessible into stillness. Okay, and we'll let the eyes open up and we can take the gaze forward. We're gonna come onto the hands. We're gonna work our way into some pigeon. So with the knees, have them about hip width or shoulder width distance. We're first going to start with the left leg lifting up. So the left leg will lift up, okay? And then you're gonna bend into the left knee. And you wanted to sort of pulse that heel and the sole of the foot up to the ceiling, a little bit here. So it just pulses. When you pulse, we're not looking to squeeze the heel into the butt more, but rather to keep the shin in the same upright position, the same angle. A few more pulses here. So you should feel that glute really actively working. Okay, and then we're gonna straighten the left leg, lower the toes down. We're gonna now squeeze the right knee to the right or to the left wrist or elbow, okay? So you wanna push down to round the spine first, squeeze right knee to left, and then lower it down. 2 more times. Right knee to left, lower it down. Last time we'll hold for 5 counts. Right knee to left, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring right knee to right elbow, and then lowering down into your pigeon pose. Okay, so from your pigeon, I just want you to take some time to find a spot that works for you. So if you need a prop underneath you, use that to maybe lift you up, which can take this shin a little bit further forward, okay? And that can sometimes target into the right glute a little bit more specifically to how we want. Now, once you've got that set up, we're just gonna use the hands as support, and we're just gonna roll the head, letting it move around. Go in the opposite direction. And then we'll stop in the center here. So we're gonna take the left hand, and it's just gonna come a little bit forward so we can lean into the left hand. The right hand fingertips come forward, and again, bow and arrow, peel it back. One more time, reaching forward, bow and arrow, peel it back. Maybe your left hand needs to go to the left slightly so you can lean and twist. Good. And then from here, lowering the hand down and finding about the next minute or so to do whatever you want to do in your pigeon pose. So you might like to stay upright. You might like to stay upright and focus on bringing the shin a little bit more forward. You might like to drop the body all the way down on the elbows or all the way down onto the belly. Last few breaths like this. And then you're gonna gently come out of that. So if your heel is quite far forward, make sure you draw it in. If you have any props underneath you, you might wanna lift them out now. And you're just gonna lean forward. We're gonna come back to tabletop. So lean forward, doesn't matter how you get there. You're just gonna come back into your tabletop position. Now, after creating a lot of stretch through that right hip, we might like to reverse it. So in this case, let's lower down to the left elbow, and we'll squeeze the right heel to the buttocks and just open into that. Just feeling that movement in the body. You can twist if you want through the head. And then we'll slowly let that knee lower down, push up onto the hands. We'll come into the other side. So readjusting through the hands to take the right leg back now, long first, and then bend the knee, flex the foot. And then we'll pulse the leg up. So it's just quite mini pulses that you're working with. But trying not to externally rotate the leg, because what we're doing is actively using the hamstring and the glute to actively open the hip flexor and the quad. Okay, and now we'll take the right leg down, toes down. Push down, left knee goes to right arm. 1, lower it down. 2, lower it down. Like last time, hold 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee to left arm, then you can lower it down. So take your time again to get yourself into a position that works for you. And it's not always a bad thing to be up higher with the shin more forward. Okay, we can often target more specifically into the left glute and the left hip if we work with this concept. So just being open to that, you can always put something underneath you. And once you've found your position, we'll just allow the head to move and circle in one direction. And we'll go the opposite way. And then we'll find ourselves back in the middle. So now we're going to take weight on the right hand, and you can lean quite a bit. Now, if that is not working for you, if taking weight off your left hand is just not going to work for you, that's fine. You can just go forward, and then you can go back with that hand, okay? If moving it in general is not working, then walk your right hand more in the center and twist with both hands on the ground. That's totally fine. Otherwise, left fingers come forward, peel it open. And again, left fingers forward and peel it open. I think we'll do one more. Left fingers forward and peel it open. And then we'll stay there. Maybe your right hand moves more to the right side as you lean to open and twist. Okay, and let's turn forward. Next minute to find a position that works for you. Whatever you're looking to do in the body, down, up, choice is yours. Last few breaths here. And we'll start to gently lift up. Just taking your time to come out of this. Now, instead of going back to tabletop, you're just going to roll to your left buttocks and allow the right leg to swing around to the top of the mat. So from here, you can let the legs come forward. Now, we didn't do that squeezing in on the other side. If you really want to do that on the other side, you're more than welcome to. Alternatively, you can just drop one knee in at a time. Or if you want, you can go back into tabletop, drop right elbow down, and squeeze left heel into buttocks. So either one of those is fine. You can keep dropping the knees in if that's where you're at. Up to you. So from this position, we're just going to find ourselves back into about a hip width distance between the feet to the top of the mat. We are going to be rolling down and lying on the back. So make sure you're in a position where you can use the length of your mat. We'll reach the arms forward. We'll tuck the chin to the chest, and we'll round and curl down one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way down. Let the legs relax for a moment. The arms relax for a moment. Just feel into the ground. And as we begin to wrap things up, just start to come back. Maybe you close the eyes to do this. Come back into what you had brought to the forefront of your mind at the beginning of the practice. When we looked at this clear path, this very clear journey of getting to the goal or the intention of our practice today. Just visualizing that. Do you feel like you have nearly reached that point? Do you feel as though your intentions have perhaps changed? And that's okay. What we want to look for is just a little bit more clarity than when we first entered our practice. We're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet flat, heels are quite close into the buttocks. And we're going to reach down with the right hand and we're going to wrap the right hand around the right ankle. Now, if you need to walk your torso over to the right to do that, that's fine, okay? To grab. Now, once you've grabbed, you can try and straighten up a little bit. And then we're going to start to drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. You want your fingers to be the active point of anchor. Try not to pull with your arm, but instead just hook with your fingers. The arm itself is passive. You can always take your left hand and reach around towards the right ear and add a little bit of pull if you wish. You can let the eyes close. Try to find softness within this. Last few breaths. Slowly, if you're holding with the left hand, let that go. Gently reposition the head, even to the point that you're letting your head turn to the right, and let the right hand go. And slowly adjust your torso back in the center. And then we'll come to the other side. So walking your torso over to the left side in order to hook on to the left ankle with the left hand fingertips. Once you've got that hook, notice, can you straighten up at all? And then we'll take the right ear down to the right shoulder. Now, the stretching of the neck is not something that you really want to try and overdo. Just be patient and allow the neck to open with time. Maybe the right arm comes over as a little bit of extra support or a reminder of where the head might want to go. Remember that you can have more of your chin pointing up and feel the stretch in the side of the neck like we did at the beginning of the practice. We played around with the angle of the nose and the chin. Or you can have it a little bit down, which gets more to the back of the neck. Remember that your left arm is passive. The left hand fingertips are the hook. The hook is the one that's doing the holding, not the arm itself. Try to soften. Relax your pelvic floor. Last breath or two. Slowly let the right hand go if you're holding the head. Gently roll the head over so you're looking towards the left. Soften your left hand and then straighten the body up. Let's draw the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe rock side to side, or even drawing the forehead in towards the knees. And when you're ready, begin to find a comfortable position to relax into. Maybe you prefer knees up, leaning in, feet to the outer edges of the mat. Maybe you prefer soles of the feet together, knees open. Maybe you prefer the legs to go long and the arms to extend as well. Let the eyes close down. Be soft and relax. begin to come back. Come back to the feeling of the floor beneath you. Come back to the sound of my voice and the sounds around you in your environment. Begin to come back to the sound of your breath and the feeling of the breath as it moves through the nose and the throat and the mouth. Begin to come back to your ability to wiggle your toes and move your fingers. And slowly in your own time, allow all of this coming back to develop into movement and a big, big stretch in the body. When you're feeling ready, the next place that you want to transition to is lying on one of your sides. And if you want to stay lying on your side, you can. If you want to come up to seated position, you can. From whatever position that you are in, especially if you're seated, just want you to find a position with the hands that feels special for you, that feels good, that feels meaningful, that feels authentic. It might be palms in prayer. It might be hands folded. It might be hands down. It might be just hands on the heart. Okay, any position, choice is yours. We'll take a bowing of the chin down. Allow the eyes to close. I just want you to notice the clarity in your being, in the mind. Even if there is maybe stuff going on around you in your environment, you have created a transformation within yourself, and it works from the inside out. So regardless of what's going on around you, that transformation still very much exists within you. Whether it stays with you for the next hour or two, or it leaves within the next minute or two, it still is a shift. It's investing in yourself, and through that, there's growth. So feel into the clarity within the mind, the clarity that you've created within your physical body, and the clarity that you have created with your energetic self, your emotional self, and your deep, deep spiritual self, or the thing that you connect to that is greater than your physical matter and your thoughts. Whatever that is for you, whatever that word is, whatever that feeling is, whatever that image is. And then just thank yourself for showing up. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing this practice with me this morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you so much. When you're ready, you can let the eyes open. Thank you.